banking industry. So we didn't just bring anyone here to talk to you. 20 years is not, you know, yeah. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Norman to the podium.
Program Director, University of Zululand Executive Management, and members of staff, Professor Brown, Director of Research and Innovation, Ms. Hlengiwe Mvubu, President of the Zululand Chamber of Commerce, Ms. Sinazo Kosi, South 32 ESD Specialist, Absa executives and colleagues, Professor Nora Clark, dignitaries, delegates, postgraduate students, distinguished guests, all protocol observed. I'm Norman Venkatia, the head of SME for KZN and Mpumalanga. As we gather here tonight, it's vital to reflect on Africa's remarkable journey aligned with this year's Mbali's conference theme, Africans' Resilience, Reshaping the Global Stage, Growth, Synergy, and Prospects, which perfectly aligns with Absa's values and commitment to research-driven innovation, collaboration, and sustainable growth. Africa is not only adapting to global changes, but it's actively shaping its destiny with remarkable resilience and dynamism. At Absa, we recognize the critical importance of aligning our values with a tremendous growth and synergy happening across the continent. Innovative research studies plays a crucial role in the growth and development of small, medium enterprises. These studies provide valuable insights, new technologies, strategic frameworks that SMEs can leverage to enhance their performance, competitiveness, and efficiencies. Absa fosters inclusive partnership that transcends across borders, ensuring a collective growth, building a more prosperous future for all, and this can be achieved through platforms like this tonight, the Mbali International Conference. Africa's story is one of resilience, overcoming adversity, and thriving amidst challenges, and at Absa, we mirror this resilience by continually adapting to the ever-changing financial landscape, ensuring that we remain a trusted advisor and partner to our clients. As we enjoy the evening, let us celebrate the spirit of tenacity that defines Africa and drives us forward through the quality of research in academia. I'm also reminded very shortly when the program director spoke about colonization, it triggers a nerve that's the dark side. But luckily for people like this in the room, we are moving to modernity, which is the progressive side. And I think partnerships like this will demystify and create the new country and operation that we want. Africa's economy growth story holds an exceptional possibilities with a young, vibrant population and growing middle class. We are seeing the emergence of new markets and opportunities. And at Absa, we are committed in realizing this potential and driving the long-term growth and the benefits that everyone needs to see. Our success in securing the latest Euro Money Awards 2024 for Excellence South Africa, Best Bank for SMEs, was awarded to Absa, underscores the dedication to supporting small and medium enterprise. These businesses are the backbone of our economies, and through initiatives like the Kula Guarantee Scheme addressing collateral, Youth and Women Campaign, Women Empowerment Schemes, promoting Proudly South African by sponsoring our clients to showcase their wares and crafts in these platforms, enterprise grants, financial and non-financial support covering 3 key pillars: access to skills, access to markets, and access to finance. We are providing that kind of backing to this much needed community of clients. Furthermore, by reducing the risk associated with lending to SMEs, we are enabling countless entrepreneurs to turn their visions and their dreams into realities, fostering innovation and economic diversification, and some recipients are in the house today to bear testament. Over recent recognition for excellence in payments is a testament to the power of synergy. We're collaborating with fintechs, companies, regulatory bodies, and other stakeholders, and we have developed a cutting-edge payment solution that enhances financial inclusion and driving economic activity. These innovations are not just about technology, they are about creating seamless and inclusive financial ecosystem that benefits everyone. Program director mentioned about the ecosystem. Research plays a pivotal role in the development of the success of SMEs, and by the extension, the broader economy. Research supports the creation of robust proposals that are essential for securing funding and investment. Detailed market analysis and feasible studies increase the credibility of SMEs in the eyes of investors. Moreover, they contribute to the formal GDP. I want to end by quoting a famous proverb that says, "Knowledge is power," Francis Bacon. Therefore, acknowledging and appreciating research is very crucial as it lays the groundwork for a more knowledgeable, innovative, prosperous society, ultimately improving the quality of life and fostering sustainable development. It is the result of synergy, collaboration, and partnership across borders, sectors, and industries. Africa's future lies in our ability to work together, to leveraging and collective strengths to overcome the challenges and thus seizing the opportunities. Please enjoy the event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Norman. You can please come forward. The Dean would like to give you a token of appreciation from all of us. Thank you.
I also would like to invite my friend Mbali to come forward as well. Thank you very, very much for your support. This is for you, working for 4 years non-stop to support us. One full year. Thank you. One step forward, one step forward.
Thank you very much. Please, let's settle down. We'll be inviting the dancers to come in to cheer us up. Are they ready?
Zamtana masiluzo dalala. 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 Zamtana masiluzo dalala.
Let's keep clapping for them. That was a great one. I would like to interpret what they were saying. You don't need to laugh. We are in Zulu land. We must promote our culture. I'm going to help my other colleagues that do not understand Zulu. Can you please listen at the back, please? What they were trying to tell us is that, you want to hear? We are here to work, not to play. Am I right? You must clap for me, please. We're not just promoting Africanization, we must act it. In our midst this evening, I'm going to call on Professor Maggie Gaba to introduce Ms. Klingiwe Mvubu. She's the president of Zululand Chamber of Commerce. As I said earlier before Mr. Norman, we did not bring just anyone here. President. All right, Prof, welcome.
Good evening. It is an honor for me to introduce my university mate, Hlengiwe Mvubu. We shared the same block at the university. Hlengiwe Mvubu is current and the second female president of Zululand Chamber of Commerce and Industry, with over 22 years of experience in both the private, corporate, and public sector. Her role have included developing strategies to support business growth, driving internal and external transformation, enhancing communication, and fostering stakeholder relations in the mining, chemical plants, and pulp and paper industries. Hlengiwe has demonstrated strong business acumen in various roles, including Executive Director of Umgeni Uthukela Water Board, Council Member of the University of Zululand, Board Member of 1KZN TV, and active member of Business Women Association, amongst others. Her leadership earned her the prestigious award of KZN Richards Bay Business Women of the Year in the corporate category in 2010. Currently, she works at Mondi, South Africa, where she is responsible for managing stakeholder engagement, reputation, risk, and corporate responsibility. Hlengiwe is passionate about creating positive environment that inspire people to realize their true potential, for fostering creativity and innovation, and embrace diversity. She believes in empowering and developing individuals to succeed, and continuously mentors young women and men who regards her as an inspirational mentor, coach, and a leader. Hlengiwe is dedicated to closing the gender gap through coaching and mentorship. As Melinda Gates said, when we invest in women, we invest in a powerful source of global development. Hlengiwe's commitment to unleashing potential and developing talent reflects this belief. Thank you, Mvubu. Welcome.
Thank you, Professor Makigaba. She's so right. We used to be very, very close. And Prof. Makigaba, she was very strict. You know, when you are young, a student, she will say, guys, you need to go and study. We are writing on Monday. Thank you so much for the introduction. Program Director, I want to acknowledge the executive of the University of Zululand, the deans, the professors which are here, the guests which are invited by the university, the Absa colleagues. I could see you, Cecile, she's also here. The speakers, all protocol observed. I must extend a heartfelt greeting and honor everyone here today. Today, we gather at this distinguished Mbali International Conference to acknowledge and applaud extraordinary strength and contribution of individuals who have been continuously reshaping the global stage. People from all walks of life are at the heart of this global transformation, crafting their own narratives, challenging the status quo, and leading the change in sectors and industries once it's deemed inaccessible. One thing that is true, the future is inclusive and will be shaped by those who are agile, brave, and response. Honorable guest, the Zululand Chamber endless mandate is that of a small business development, which means we are committed to support entrepreneurs and businesses, especially those who are owned by women and the youth. The COVID-19 pandemic brought about unmatched disruption, causing immense hardship for the individuals, families, and businesses. It challenged our resilience, flexibility, and determination. Many businesses were forced to close their doors, leaving countless people unemployed and uncertainty about the future. During this period, the Zululand Chamber spearheaded a public-private partnership. I remember earlier on the program director was talking about, as well as my colleague Norman. We form a public-private partnership approach to rally stakeholders in government and private sector to financially assist entrepreneurs and small businesses that were severely impacted. I can say it's a number of businesses that we supported through our funding with IDC, and we also partner with Absa. So Absa is one of our key stakeholders at the chamber. There's a lot of programs that we partner in partnership with them to empower the young SMEs. We recognize the increasing presence of entrepreneurs, especially those who are marginalized. Now they have risen against the odds and are now playing a prominent role in the society by generating employment opportunities and inspiring the next generation. It's our call as industries to make sure that we empower those who are behind us. We must especially commend women entrepreneurs who are bringing demographic shift. As a collective, we must commit to capacitate them, we need to mentor them, and give them the financial and market access in order to their business to thrive and remain sustainable in the world that is still challenging for many. Absa is one of them. They are here, they support the small businesses in our region. Black entrepreneurs in particular are no longer bound by the types of industries they can enter or the roles they can play. We see them rising in sectors where their presence was once questioned, providing time and the time again. Their capabilities know no bounds. I think Usinazo there from South 32, she will attest on that. And myself from Mondi, I could attest on that. There are so many young businesses, entrepreneurs, they are driving in the businesses. From mining to technology, from politics to entrepreneurship, people are not just participating, they are leading, innovating, and breaking the barriers. You must give the young entrepreneurs the round of applause. With all being said, the current unemployment rates remain our biggest challenge as a society, with many people still economically inactive. The solution lies on the entrepreneurship. We need to focus on that. Unfortunately, not everyone will be employed. It's very sadful when you see a lot of youngsters being graduated, sitting at home. We are not saying that they mustn't study. They must study because they need to sharpen their mind. The only avenue by which people can become economically active in this declining economy and overcome the barriers that compromise their development, empowerment by offering them a way to create their own jobs. Be your own boss, be your own director in your own company. The ZCCI becomes that support. We are here, I must say, at the University of Zululand, we would like to partner with you. We would like to hold each other in this journey of the entrepreneurship. We are very keen. My team in the office, you will know I have a brilliant manager, Unomen and Larissa, our friends, Cecil, they will tell you, or Vanessa. So please engage us. We want to form partnership with the University of Zululand. The ZCCI became that support and implementer of the programs aimed at developing these entrepreneurs through trade skills in partnership with other stakeholders. I've already mentioned there's a partnership that we just formed with South 32. Our offices will be moving to South 32 as from the 1st of September. So if you want us, shout, give us a call. You can go to our website, you will find us. We are moving to South 32. Entrepreneurship has emerged as a powerful catalyst for the economic transformation and sustainable development, particularly in emerging markets. Africa, in particular, offers growth opportunities with a youthful population and the need for trade, productivity, and infrastructure. With a youthful, fast-growing population projected reach to 2.5 billion by 2050, Africa offers fertile ground for the entrepreneurship. A recent panel discussion at the Qatar Economic Forum noted that Africa's potential may be unlocked through intracontinental trade, enhance the productivity across the sectors, investment in infrastructure in primary and secondary cities, and support from large private sector firms. Here in Richards Bay, our local industries play a pivotal role in driving economic growth, providing employment and procurement opportunities, with a rich, diverse of sectors, including mining, manufacturing, pulp and paper, which is Mondi and Sapi, and logistics. Richards Bay serves as a critical hub. You've been mentioning about the critical hub. We are in the core of the critical hub in Richards Bay, both regional and national economies. Now that the port, it's going to be the port of gas. I'm not sure whether everyone knows about that. The Transnet Ports Expansion Project will be the position for the port of Richards Bay, the deepest and the strategic port in the Southern Africa. We must give them a round of applause. The Richards Bay Industrial Development Zone, which is IDZ pipeline, will propel the city as the most attractive, especially economic zone in the country. And this will bring about significant job opportunities and business opportunities for the entrepreneurship. There's a lot of investment that is happening in Richards Bay. That's why I'm standing firm here, saying, walk with us. We are here as the chamber. The industries in Richards Bay, they are here to walk the journey with you. The future belongs to Africa. The future belongs to us. If we are to realize the potential of our country and reap the economic benefits of the inclusion, we need to pull together a collective in business, finance, and civil society to support and finance entrepreneurs in their endeavors and make sure the conscious decision to support locally, diverse and businesses. So the stakeholders, you guys here, you are very fortunate because the topic today, I think the stakeholders that are invited are just talking one and the same thing, which is, so we are here. Don't be shy to approach me. I'm very approachable, so that we can walk with you and assist you. I'm glad that I could see the youngsters. They are the future, and we are here to walk this journey with them. Targeted support of entrepreneurs is critical to the country economy recovery. Without them, there is no economic recovery. If we are to realize the agenda of stimulating growth through small business development, we need to be conscious about the decision we make as leaders. We must have that integrity, and we must make constructive decisions so that our economy will thrive. Particular women leaders, let us lift women as we rise. We mustn't rise on our own. Let us lift the other women which are behind us. Together, let us continue to move forward with strength and unity and unwavering determination. I'd like to thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Klingiwe, for your presentation. We guys, or we men here, we need to hold a conference so that we can also come back to Ms. Klingiwe to be able to tell us and say, guys, you're also welcome to come and to come and assess us. Although she spoke about youth and women, but I see she emphasized on the ladies, which is fine. So, ma'am, we need to meet as guys, then we'll come back to you. All right.
Women are being marginalized. That's why I was trying to emphasize that
Yeah.
youth and
Women.
need to be part of this journey.
Okay, but guys are welcome, though. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your presentation. We always do qualitative studies. There's what we try to collect the themes together. You can see the theme today. It's entrepreneurship. It talks about partnership, collaboration, and the like. So please, we must make sure that we maximize this in order for us to be able to have a greater, or let's say, to maximize the opportunities that we have. She also said, come to us. We are there to help you. We as from the university, the academia now, we need to try as much as possible to maximize this. She mentioned some organizations like Mondi, South 32 and the like, so we are really blessed. Can we give ourselves a round of applause? Moving forward, this evening, we have Mrs. Sinas Okozie, South 32 Enterprise and Supplier Development Specialist. I will repeat myself again. We did not just bring anyone here. Join me in welcoming Mrs. Sinazo to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to greet the university. I would like to greet our entrepreneurs that are here. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to all the young people that will be presenting. We are looking forward to hearing what you have presented, and I'm sure you have been working hard. I would also like to greet my colleagues and fellow partners. My name is Usnazo, and I am the South 32 Enterprise and Supply Development Specialist. But today, because of the topic that I have been given, I do not want to miss this opportunity to talk to the student entrepreneurs. You know, when I started working in the entrepreneurship space, I started because of my own background. My grandmother used to sell amagwinya. I don't know if you guys understand. I see we've got people from all over. My grandmother sold amagwinya. My grandfather worked in a mine in the Northwest. It was due to her responding to her economic situation that with whatever skill she had, she decided to craft a solution. That, to me, has always been what is entrepreneurship. To look around your environment and see the challenges that you face as an individual, as a family, as a society, and say, with my God-given talent, how am I going to use that and be able to generate some form of income to sustain myself and my family? That woman, with her small business, illegally placed in some corner in King Williamstown, raised teachers, nurses, policemen, even judges. Those are who we now call our parents. And today we are invited by a prestigious university to come and stand in front of you today because that woman sold amagwinya. So I don't want you to look down on your initiative that you are going to be presenting today. We might not get it. It's possible, it happens. Being in the entrepreneurship space, we get a lot of proposals, I'm not going to lie. And sometimes it is not due to the merit of the proposal, but maybe our own understanding, sitting in a desk, trying to comprehend and see, can this be fundable? Can this really translate into job creation? Can this really be the economic stimulus that Richards Bay needs? And unfortunately, sometimes we get it right and sometimes we don't get it right. But never stop knocking on doors. In the room today, I'm with my partners, Absa. Absa has really come in, and I don't know, I've got no words because everywhere I turn, it's like Absa, Absa, Absa. You know, and it is good to have a commercial bank that understands development. I don't know if you guys understand how it is difficult to change someone with a commercial mindset and convince them that this startup with no future promise of any incoming income is worth you funding them. Put your money on this guy. It's very difficult. That is what most of us as a career, we try to do each and every day. We try various strategies, and like I said, sometimes we win, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we miss a great opportunity and you're like, "Ah, we should have funded that one. Look at how big they've become now. We missed out, you know. But don't stop knocking on doors. It is harsh as a student. You are bright-eyed, you've got all these opportunities. Chambers are saying, come. Absa is coming with their red money. The yellow company that smelters aluminium is saying, you know what, we want to journey with you, we want to support you. I also heard that there is some talks of a hub. We are ahead. We already have a business development hub. Come and visit our hub, guys. It is open to the public. We are right next to the main plant. The ZCCI is going to be there. I mean, things are going to be happening at the Enterprise and Supply Development Center. Please come through. Today, I am not coming with any promises. I have not been mandated to make promises, but I have been sent to scout. So I am here to look out, listen, and I will take it back home and say, guys, there are some gems from Zulu. With that said, thank you so much for having me. Looking forward to everything.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Sinazo. She also said, come to us. Wozala. We will come, Sisi. We've got people, we've got students from, you said, irrespective of your background, you might come from the Bundus. Don't be limited. Provided you can communicate, you can speak out, nobody will kill you. If you go to Mrs. Sinazo and tell her, ma'am, this is my idea. The worst is my son or my daughter. It's a good one. We can help you. Or it's a good one. I can connect you. It might not even be South 32. We've heard from Ms. Klingiwe. We've got Absa here. So our students that are here, you've got enough opportunities that you can actually maximize. Thank you once again. We're going to move next to introduction of the keynote speaker, Professor Nora Clark, by Dr. Nkonde. You see, you can come forward. Who's Ababa? Immediately I spotted her the other time. I said, oh, I've seen Prof. Clark there. You cannot miss her. Anywhere she is, she's always glowing. She's there. I've worked with her. She was the former director of EDHE, Entrepreneurship Development in Higher Education. But you're going to hear more from Dr. Nkonde.
You don't realize that the venue is hot until you get here. Program director, in my culture, we greet by saying Nina Beknene Ngiyavusela. So through your permission, allow me to say that. Nina Beknene Ngiyavusela. The person I'm introducing, it's Dr. Nora Clark. She's always smiling. She's a mother of EDHE. But before I paraphrase too much, let me stick to my script. You know, this thing of academia will make us paraphrase the Bible one day. Dr. Nora Clark is a well-established academic researcher and entrepreneurship development expert who have played a very significant role in establishing and growing integral platforms for entrepreneurship across South Africa's public higher education institution. With a doctorate in psychology of education and a focus on resilience, She brings a unique perspective to her work, rooted in a desire to empower individuals, particularly women, as nurturers and educators of future generations. As the founding director of Entrepreneurship Development in Higher Education, EDHE programs, Nora successfully developed an integral platform for entrepreneurship development across South Africa's public higher education institution over a period of 7 years. Her expertise lies in mobilizing people to achieve objectives, developing social ecosystem, and fostering resilience within organization and community at large. She is a pioneer who strives in an uncharted territory, breaking new grounds for social, educational, and economic impact. Nora's academic roots and passion for student success have led her to found sustainable initiatives and businesses in both basic and higher education. As an independent consultant, she addresses complex problems for educational institutions, organizations, and businesses with a focus on entrepreneurship development, social ecosystem building, and optimizing learning and development. Nora's extensive experience in adult learning, organizational culture, and research-driven understanding of human behavior and motivation make her a valuable asset in driving positive change. She is deeply committed to social economic development of people of all ages, believing in their potential to become catalyst for positive change in society and environment at large. Nina bekunene, ngivumeleni ngimeme uDokotela Nora as she comes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and dignitaries, especially DVC, our dean who's just stepped out, I'm sure, all the other high-ranking university officials and the high-ranking representatives from industry. Especially good to hear, all the commitments made, and suggested commitments made here too from industry side, also to the universities. Colleagues, especially the colleagues from the different universities that I've worked with over these 7 years. It was like a homecoming. I've only visited UniZulu twice, but it was enough. I felt like I was coming home this afternoon when I got here. And then, of course, seeing the entrepreneurship drivers in the room who are from other universities, who have been doing this work for the past few years. 7 years ago, the word entrepreneurship wasn't well known in universities. It was a small academic discipline, small, and only those people who were teaching entrepreneurship, sometimes reluctantly, and sometimes they were sort of tasked with teaching entrepreneurship, and they didn't even have a heart for it. They were just the youngest person in the department, and now you've got to teach entrepreneurship. And little did we know that 7 years later, entrepreneurship would be mainstream. To such an extent that this afternoon, while I was traveling with Usandile and Mr. Mshengu, we were talking about, has entrepreneurship now peaked? Is the hype, are we over the peak of the hype cycle for entrepreneurship? Is the next big thing coming now? What's the next big thing? So tonight, I'm going to make a suggestion for what I think the next big thing might be. Based on this work that you champions for entrepreneurship in the institutions have been doing for the past however many years, based on that work and the time that I've spent looking at the big picture from a national office, I was able to see some of the gaps, some of the things that we had not yet been able to achieve. What are those things that we haven't been able to touch on? What are those priorities? And it was wonderful to see that universities just got up and, no, I make it sound like it happened enthusiastically and quickly. People were driving very hard in the institutions to make change happen, even, from the ground up in many ways. And then leadership buy-in came, and the kind of people like Prof. Geilen and other colleagues and our DVC also, Prof. Nomlomo, who just came in and said, yes, I see the importance of this. And they opened the doors and they used their positions to empower. They used their positions to really drive the institutional change. It was then reflected in strategies and in the university visions for 2030 or whichever visions every university has. And the change came about and wonderful work was done. Which brings me now to our topic of this conference, which you would have picked up from my very elaborate resume. I always think someone is going to just abbreviate, but we did not have that privilege today. You had the whole long story. If we talk about resilience, and we talk about resilience, African resilience, if you go and read about resilience, first world resilience, developed world resilience, and African resilience is not the same thing. It's very easy to be resilient, I think, if you have everything. If all your needs are met, your basic needs, you've got a job, you've got an income, you've got a roof over your head, everything works, We all have that experience when you travel in a developed country, where you see, but everything works. And you think, are we in the right place? Are we doing the right things in South Africa? And then who was it who said this afternoon? Mr. Mklengo said, after 5 days, he says he starts missing the hooters of the taxis. Because, we miss home, because we know we are from here. We are not from some other country, despite what some of us might look like. We are from here. And this is where our roots lie. And here, everything does not always work. Things don't work. Things don't run smoothly. There's opposition. There are drama and trauma and, all kinds of things that happen that break our speed also in our economic participation. In our economic activation journeys as young people, our students, they go to university and they think things are going to start happening for them, but it doesn't. And a lot of these issues are contextual of being in a developing country. And that is where the African resilience comes in. That is where it comes in, that there's a different kind of response that you have even in business if you are used to facing obstacles in life. We had our previous speaker talking about her own upbringing. And I think we all have different stories, regardless of where we come from. We all have different stories that help shape us and helps build our resilience. Now, just like entrepreneurship isn't something that everyone naturally is inclined to, some people are more comfortably inclined or more easily inclined to participating in business, more business-minded, they've got the knack for business. In the same way, some people are naturally a bit more resilient than others. But similar to the fact that we can learn entrepreneurship skills. We might not be fantastic in business, but we can learn the skills of entrepreneurship. In the same way, we can learn the skills of resilience. And that is where women and parents, men also, parents play such an important role, because we can teach. If we know what the resilience skills are, we can teach our children certain skills from a young age that strengthen them for when adversity comes. The question is not if adversity comes. The question is when it comes, and how will we respond as resilient people in Africa? And I'm going to get to entrepreneurship just now. So, yes. So here's the thing that I saw. I saw that in the work that has been done by the universities, also at this university, it was especially when women leaders stood up. Sorry guys, there's wonderful guys here as well, but in this case, at UniZulu, when the women leaders stood up, you know, many of the entrepreneurship doors opened. And we see that a lot of focus was placed on developing startups, equipping startups, equipping the business. But recently, and I've had some time away from the EDI work now for about 7 months, where I've done other work as well, I realized that there's a gap, and that gap is the entrepreneur, him or herself. We know that we've got to grow this business. We've got to take these ideas that the students are going to pitch to us just now. We've got to take those ideas to market. We've got to develop those ideas, yes. And then the student starts this business, and the entrepreneur grows this business. But sometime, somewhere, things start getting difficult. Things start going wrong. And suddenly, as an entrepreneur, you will know there's a place where you are very alone, where it's just you. You don't have a team yet. Your family doesn't understand. They see you bringing home money. They think it's profit. They don't understand it's turnover. It's not profit. Yes? People are not understanding your journey. And you've got to juggle many things. Many of our students, many of our young entrepreneurs are students as well. Got to juggle academics. Sometimes they've got to juggle domestic duties. Sometimes there's a baby involved. Maybe there's a child involved, or more than one. And that's the kind of challenges that our entrepreneurs have to face. My question, and the area that I identified as a niche that we have to address now, in the second wave of entrepreneurship development at universities, is how do we better support the entrepreneur? I spoke last week at University of Mpumalanga at the first SWEEP conference, Student Women Economic Empowerment Conference, their first conference there. And I had a conversation with some of the leaders there, student leaders there afterwards. And they said to me, we live in a bubble of fear. We were talking about, why are you scared to start a business? You are here, you want to start a business, but you're not starting. And they told me so many stories, but the metaphor that stuck with me was, we are caught up in a bubble of fear. We are afraid of failure. We are afraid of being judged by our family, by our community. We are afraid of failing in our academics. We are afraid of failing in our other roles. And one person then said, sometimes we are afraid even of ourselves. How do we then expect of that young entrepreneur, be it a man or a woman, to start a business and grow a business while they've got all the challenges of being a late adolescent, a young adult maybe? They've got to navigate the cultural issues of participating in a workplace that is perhaps very different from the culture that they're coming from, in a different language. You know, as a second language speaker, I understand that sometimes you don't even find the English to say what you want to say, you know? And now these things are interfering with, you've got to now pitch your business, but your English is, you know, when you're under pressure, your English is so much gone, eh? What do they say? Your English data is done, eh? Yeah, yes. Exactly, yes. And now we expect, on top of all these issues of building this business, we expect you have to be confident, but you might have been raised to be humble. And there's nothing wrong with humility, eh? I believe in confident humility. That's what I believe in. I know who I am. I'm nothing special, but I have to be confident, because how can I sell my business? How can I sell my product if I'm not confident about my product? Right. So those are just some of the areas that I identified and that I want to make a call. I want to make a call to the university, to your universities, those of you going back to your universities. Maybe you want to take that back. You want to say, guys, are we doing enough to strengthen the individual? Remember, the university ecosystem offers so much. We can learn from every discipline. You know, so what we're doing I'm doing some work for THENSA, which is the Technical Higher Education Network South Africa. They want UniZulu to come back as a member, by the way. And we're developing a course for academics and trainers across all disciplines to learn the basics of entrepreneurship, to be able to encourage their students from whichever discipline to also understand and think about their entrepreneurial journey. That's just some work that is being done out there. Now the question is, when we go back to this gap here, can your university do more to strengthen the young entrepreneur, to provide mental health support? Sometimes we feel it becomes too much. Sometimes we feel we want to give up. Sometimes we don't know where to go if we can't cope. In the university, we have psychology. We have faculties and departments of psychology. We've got social work. We've got so many experts who can become involved in entrepreneurship development from the social sciences. You know, we've got commerce hosting this amazing event for the second year that I'm here now, you know. But how about we bring in the social sciences and say, come and look, not at the business, come and look at the entrepreneur. What can you bring to the table to strengthen this entrepreneur, to build the resilience of this entrepreneur as they have the task of building the resilience of their business? I had 3 other things that I wanted to say to you, but I'm long past my 10 minutes. So I'm not going to say the 3 things. I'm just going to mention the 3 things. You can go and read up about them. There's a lot of entrepreneurship, a lot of resilience skills that we can learn that are just as relevant for building yourself as a resilient individual as it is for building a resilient business. One is adaptability. You have to be adaptable as an entrepreneur, but also you have to build an adaptable business. When the environment changes, your business has to adapt. You have to adapt, your business has to adapt. Seriously important resilience skills for individuals and businesses. Second one is support structures. In my own resilience research, this was the one that came out strongest, was you are as strong and as resilient as your support network. And women are generally quite good at that. It's difficult when you've got a business because you don't have time for your network. You don't have time for people beyond your family or your immediate family. You've got to juggle so many things. So you've got to be very selective and intentional about who are the people that you want to keep close, that are your core support structures. And then, of course, there's the big network of acquaintances that we use to advance our businesses. That's just one that we need to go and look at. Same thing for when you have your business. You've got to have those support structures for your business as well. Look at what happened here tonight. Here is the faculty hosting this amazing conference. Look at their support structure. Did you see it in the program? Did you hear them? So we heard we heard Absa and we heard the ZCCI and we've South 32. It's an interesting name. I've got to go and Google, you guys. And look at that. Look how the department managed to build, or the faculty managed to build a support structure around themselves. And jolly well done on that. The third one that I wanted you to, but it's your homework now, is the issue of faith. When it comes to personal resilience, so many people that I interviewed about resilience go back and say, I stand up, I recover, I get up after tough things, hard things, after hardship and things. I get up because of my faith. Now, I'm not going to say what your faith needs to be, but I'm going to say it's been identified as a key resilience mechanism. And I want you to go and look at that as well. You can even pray over your business. There, yes. So, so ladies and gentlemen, with this Women's Month, the playing field is not level. Our young ladies grow up with lots of additional barriers preventing them from confidently entering into the business space. We have to do more for women, not because women are more important. Dr. Ayan, do you? We have to, we have to do more because the playing field is not yet level. And that is why. Then lastly, all of you, go and think about this, go and think about the individual, and go and think whether it's time to take action to strengthen the entrepreneur. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Nora Clark, for your provoking words that have actually helped us tonight to be able to think properly. It's thought-provoking in the sense that when it comes to fear is just a four-letter word, but it's very, 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 very important. She said something about trying to train our kids, teach your kids skills from the beginning. Even from the high school, we talk about entrepreneurship in higher education, but now it's gone to the basic education, primary school, secondary school, high schools before university. So let's try as much as possible to teach our kids skills. Also, I like it when you said we are now in the second wave of supporting student entrepreneurs. We've done what we can do. Now we need to try as much as possible to improve on what we have currently. That's a very, very good one. You also spoke about confidence, humility, and another thing you spoke about is the 3 assignments you gave to us. I'll quickly jump to that. You said adaptability when it comes to our business or businesses, and also when it comes to ourselves as human. Support structures, you gave examples of the support structures we have currently within the house this night. Then you spoke about faith. I'm not going to preach about faith. We all know what we mean by faith. I've got one of my bosses here, she's also faith. So when it comes to faith, you should know that you need to try as much as possible to have faith. If you have that faith that I can do it, in fact, as I said, I don't want to preach, but permit me, pastors in the house, it says if you have faith like a mustard seed, you're going to move mountains. So if you try to imbibe that in our student entrepreneurs, let them know. So I'm going to encourage my other colleagues in entrepreneurship that when we revisiting our curriculums, let's try as much as possible to look at how we can teach our students, and also make sure that this 4-letter word called fear, we try as much as possible to make sure that these kids, you talk about it to them, you make sure we try to let them have that spirit of, I can do it. It is possible. You get it? We've got cases where we have entrepreneurs, they rise, they fall, they rise, they fall. At the end of the day, they make it. So let's try as much as possible to include that in our curriculum. Thank you once again, Professor, for your words tonight. Next on the program, we've got the Pitch My Ideas, but before that...
But I am now the disruptive person. Let's see if we can adjust to disruption.
No, it's fine, Prof.
I really think we need a picture.
Okay.
A group picture.
Okay.
And I'm going to choose the DVC Research and Innovation, if she can come. our Deputy Dean,
Teaching
Teaching
and
and
Learning.
Learning, if she can come, so that we are three. Then we ask the President to come, we ask ourselves the two to come, and we ask Prof. Nora. And I think I'm not going to say anything. I absolutely did not say it. But now we have the university. We have industry. We have entrepreneurship skills all together on one picture. And then, whilst we're just here, why do we run away from I think thank you. Absa said they want to please recognize you, so we will invite our sponsor, our Absa sponsors, to hand this over to us. And I think they've chosen a female representative to do this. Where's Prof. Nora? Where did you run? Hi, Prof. Look. I thought we were done. You can't lead away from James. Picture. You can't lead away. I'm so short, and then the last one, oh, we're just getting another camera. Hey, James, come running. The last person is Prof. Nora. We are the workers here. We are here, we are blessing. We are blessing. Just here for the photo. With all three ladies and we are thank you. Thank you. Just wanted to show women power.
Thank you very much, Prof. Krelin and Absa. Let's invite our Zulu dancers again for a few minutes. No, it's fine, not a problem, it's fine. Can we please welcome them with a round of applause, please?
wemntana masiluzo dalala. Zomntana masiluzo dalala. 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 Wemntana 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 masiluzo dalala. Asiluzo dalala. Wemntana masiluzo 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 chokala. 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 Wemntana masiluzo chokala.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very. Let's keep clapping. Let's keep clapping. Let's keep clapping, please. Yes, yes. Thank you very much. And I don't need to interpret again. It's actually the same thing. Yes. We're going to move next to, we've got some Absa-funded SMEs in our midst here. We've been talking about Absa. I've not been paid to do this, but I just need to tell you that we've got these SMEs amongst us here. They're going to talk to us for just few minutes. You know, when you see, you believe. You know, when you are told, if, let's say, one dealer tells you, you know, we fund small businesses, you say, ah. But when you see them, then you say yes. Let them come and talk to you. Then you'll be able to say, yes, it's actually true. So we're going to invite, before I invite the first business, is the video ready? We need to go first see the video. Then after the video, I will invite the first business, or yeah, the first SME, Mbeki Seni in Kwele, Mbeki Seni Services. But before that business or the representative comes out, we're going to quickly see the video. Thank you.
My name is Begiseni Nzele from Begiseni Services. I come from an area called Kwadlangezwa. It's a metallurgy. I'm a forester by qualification, and I was the first student ever to be sponsored by Siakrunga Forest, which is the subsidiary of Mondi, which we are contracted to as Begiseni Services. We do the mechanized timber harvesting, extraction and loading. Our journey with Absa is we got contracts with Mondi last year, 2023. One day, the Mondi's business development manager gave me a call and said, listen, I started talking to Absa, and that is how I was introduced to Lorisa, who works for Absa, and that's where our application process started. And because we were the first, I think we're the first company or business like this to be funded. There were a lot of things that between us, Mondi and Absa were not really in sync. We went to Mondi Zimele to pay for our harvesting equipment, and we went to Absa, and Absa helped us with funding the extraction of what is called primary transport equipment, and also the vehicles for the company. So through Absa, we were able to get important equipment, which if you fail this timber here and it stays here, it's of no value to you. It's of value because stock is value, but once it crosses the weighbridge in the mill, that is when we get paid. It was a huge benefit for us to get the funding from Absa, and since then we've been operating for a month, and unfortunately we had to start with one harvesting machine, which means we couldn't sell our contractual volume for the month of July, but we were able to sell 60% of it. And luckily, when the machine that was funded by Absa arrived, one of the contractors around us had a similar machine that had a breakdown, so we got to work. So that machine never really stood, and it's been working for the whole month of July, except for when we're servicing and washing the machine. I'd like to say thank you very much to Absa for giving us this opportunity and for funding us. And I really hope that throughout this journey of Begiseni Services, the other people or the other contractors, smaller contractors that are coming through will get to the same opportunity and hopefully be funded. And I'm really hoping that once our company or our business grows, we can come back to Absa again and apply and get more funding so that the relationship continues forward. My story matters through Absa.
Thank you very much. Let's keep clapping. Let's clap for Absa. Let's clap for Absa. You can see that Mr. Mbeki Seni has actually conquered fear. Am I right? Yes. All right. So you can see, you've seen the business, you've seen what he has said about it. We just want to hear from him. Just 2 minutes. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. As introduced, my name is Begiseni Nzele. Sorry, I got a little bit of flu. We operate in forestry, and I see Sislengi were here from Mondi, knows us. We operate as a mechanized harvesting contractor in forestry. It's a space that most people really don't know about, but if you look around you, you've got paper, you've got screens and everything, and in a way we are responsible for that. And if it wasn't for Absa, who came and funded us at a time where we desperately needed funding, it was difficult. So to the young and upcoming entrepreneurs, it's not easy. Some nights you sleep for 2 hours. Some nights sleep just comes because it's natural, it has to come. But it's doable, and we're really thankful for the partnership that we are able to form between the industry, Absa, and it was really scary because Absa is a commercial bank, so if you go to Absa and you think, probably not gonna fund me. But the process, as strenuous as it was, I think Larissa, she's here, she'll attest to that. At the end, once you start working and things start coming together, you see that it was all worth it. And thank you, Absa, once again.
You see that businessmen, they don't waste time, right? Yeah. All right. I'm quickly going to go to the next business, the second video, Umthwalo Group, and it's being owned by Mr. Buthelezi and also Gwala. Thank you.
My name is Jacob Buthelezi. I'm one of the owners of Umthwalo Group. We are 3 members on Umthwalo. We've got N Gwala, Hlakanipho Gwala, and Mseni Mchimkulu. We started our company in 2016, and it was very hard when we started, but prior to that, we were running our own trucks individually. Then after having some problem running separate, we decided to come together and form Umthwalo Group. So after struggling for about from 2017 up to 2021, we approached South 32 and other companies around in Richards Bay. So we were fortunate enough that South 32 managed to help us with a 5-year contract. So we started our contract in July 1, 2022. So it wasn't easy. So our individual truck did not qualify. So we had to buy the new trucks. So the funding was a problem. Our previous bank declined our offer until we came to Absa. Then Absa managed to give us some funding, and on top of the funding, they managed to finance us to buy new trucks. So we got 2 trucks that are financed by Absa. One truck we was financed by the private company. But all in all, now we got 4 trucks. We're running 3 in our contract, and 1 is a spare trucks. So we are very delighted with Absa, and we like to thank Absa for helping us, and we want to encourage all other colleagues to approach Absa if they got a problem. So that's all what I can say about Umthwalo Group. Our story met us through Absa.
Thank you very much. I'm going to call on Mr. Buthelezi. Is he here? Okay, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening to everybody. So I don't have to say much because the the story has been said. Yeah. So just keep quiet. Okay, gentlemen, it's been a long journey for us. We are 3 in the company. This is my colleague, Kuala. The other gentleman couldn't make it here, Mpekseni Mtimkulu. So I'll give just a brief history of our company. We started as individually. I was the owner driver, Kuala was the owner driver, and Pekseni was the owner driver. So we were driving our own trucks, doing some piece jobs around here in Richards Bay. We did some job for municipality. We did other job in the port, and we were also part of leveling the ground at South 32. But not me at the time, was these 2 gentlemen. I was not there at that stage. So they were part of building South 32, these 2 gentlemen, driving their own trucks, driving their own trucks until we decided, no, we need to come together. The gentleman here mentioned about working together. That's what we did. We said, no, gentlemen, let's come together and form one company. At that stage, I had my company, my wife's name, Tola Bute, my company. Kuala had his own company, Kuala. Mpekse has his own company called In Motion. So there were 3 companies. Then we came together and formed Umthwalo Group. So I heard the gentleman mention, you said what you said? Yeah, you're right. Umthwalo Group. So the weight Umthwalo is a load. So that's why we call it Umthwalo Group, because we combine these 3 companies to make one company. Then we were part of the chamber. We joined the chamber, I think it was about 2017. Then the lady Vanessa introduced us to South 32. Then we started applying all over, because now we're like a company. Fortunately enough, South 32 listened to us and they asked us to put a proposal. So we were very delighted that they gave us an offer, but on one condition. The 2 gentlemen came from South 32 to view our site. Then they were disappointed because when they came there, our truck was Korokoros. They were old trucks. Mine was a 1991 model, Mercedes. His was also around there, old trucks. But fortunately enough, they told us that no, with your profile and your skills on the job, we can see that you got a potential, but you need to get the trucks. Then it became a problem for us, because they even gave us a date to start. Said, okay, you can start, we'll give you a date, but make sure that you bring the trucks, not these things here. Hey, then it was a mission. I won't mention our previous bank, but we were disappointed by the bank because we went to our bank with a contract, 5-year contract. Then we were declined because we were told that you need to be running for at least 12 months to build up your profile. How are we going to build your profile without a truck? Because we need a truck. We tried to convince them, but they declined until such time that Absa came to our rescue. So South 32 through EDS, they introduced us to Absa because South 32 and Absa, they are partnership. They're working together. They introduced us to Absa. There we are today. After the story here, we managed to buy 2 trucks in a space of, the first one came in October, the other one came in May, through Absa. They never talk about this profile, 12 months profile you should be running. They saw a potential, they saw our contract, then we were working. So we like to thank Absa for all what they've done for us. We also like to encourage everybody who's here, especially the small entrepreneurs, that don't be afraid to come together with the people who are on your similar business, because that's how we succeeded. Individually, we couldn't make it. This gentleman here, he was on a business long time before me, because I was employed somewhere. He was still running the trucks. Then I realized that there's the best man that can help me. Eventually helped me, we got our contract, then we succeeded. So it's been a long journey, but we thank everybody, especially South 32, Absa, EDS, everybody.
And yourself, for your resilience.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. As you can hear, the story it's actually very motivating. Am I right? The story is motivating, yes or no? It said I could not do it alone. I had to partner. I had to partner with other two companies. And I'll go back to the power of a woman. He said, my business was registered in my wife's name. You know what that means, right? Let's give women a round of applause, please. Thank you very much. I'm going to call on the next company, but before that, let's quickly see the video for Function Foods, owned by Cecil Birkenstock. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Cecilia Birkenstock. I'm a coloured from the Northern Cape, from a very small town called Tahung. I grew up with my granny, and my granny always taught us that we can do everything if we put our mind to it. So if I go to the granny and say, Granny, I'd like to be a ballerina, she says, I think you're going to be the best ballerina ever. That didn't last long, then I would go back and say, oh Granny, I think I can play hockey. And she said, I see you already doing the Olympics, getting a gold medal. So I grew up with that mindset that yes, I can achieve everything once I set my mind to it. Then I was allocated to KZN and I started a business called Function Foods. We originally just started doing catering, and then we ventured into decor as well. And I always saw through the years a shortage in the market for my own venue. And that has been such a dream of mine. Actually, it's been a 25-year-long dream. Then I saw this piece of land and I knew I can make everybody else's dreams come true on this piece of land. Then I approached so many bank institutions and just received no, no, no. Then a business person taught me a long time ago, there's 3 principles that you must stick to. You must get the business at the right price, you must make sure you get paid, and you only accept 3 no's. Then I remembered. So with set determination, I started again. Then my second no was received from Absa, and I thought, now I'm going to change my strategy. So I met wonderful people from Absa at an event that I did, and I thought, now is the opportunity. I'm going to invite them to share my vision. And I said, no, put in your application. I said, no, I'm not putting in an application. I'm inviting you, even if we just have coffee at my place, to share my vision. And of course it nailed it. Once they saw the property and once I shared my live vision with them, it just nailed it immediately. So I would like to thank Absa for this wonderful opportunity, for this 25-year dream of mine that came true today. And I would just like to share one last thing, that Tembela means believe in or trust in. And through all of that, we will still believe and trust in our clients. My story matters through Absa.
Thank you very much. That takes us back to what Dr. Nora Clark said about faith. I'll quickly invite Cecil Breckenstock to come and tell us or share our story.
Good evening. I'm normally not a speaker, so I'm shaking a lot now. I'm used to being behind the scenes and working quite hard in operations. I would like to just carry it on and just tell you one more thing. Since we started at Tembela and since Tembela has finished, we've increased our staff complement from 20 people to 36 people, which I think. And so Absa, or through Absa, the family extended. And I think that is the wonderful part of being funded. And you only need one person or a group to believe in you. And it just opens the door for you. And once the door is open, then you can definitely make it. With a mindset that, and believe in yourself and knowing that you can do everything if you put your mind to it, it's possible. With the further development that we've got in mind, I think we will end by approximately 50 staff members. So that would increase, that will triple the amount of staff. And what we are looking at is we employ between 25 and 35 years old. So our target is youth and a little bit older than youth. So my message to people out there is definitely perseverance and stick to my policy of 3 no's. You know, if I didn't stick to the 3 no's, I wouldn't have been here today. Change your strategy. If you receive the 1 no, use exactly the same plan, but just word it differently. If a second no, same plan, just word it differently again. And it will definitely work for you. Thank you so much, Absa. And thank you to my other investors that's here tonight as well.
I'll quickly call on the other 2 gentlemen to come forward to receive a token. Let's be fast about it. Yeah, you can go there. One delay. Thank you once again, everyone. Thanks for your patience so far. We are now on the last lap. Attention, please. We are now on the last lap. I know we are behind schedule. Apologies for that. I'm going to call on Dr. Nkonde to come forward, to come and facilitate the pitch my ideas for the students.
Thank you very much, Doc. I was hoping that the entrepreneurs were going to mention how much they received, just to motivate us as students, to how much can we expect? Dr. Nora spoke about English as a barrier when it comes to entrepreneurs, So along those lines of English, not Englishing, allow me to say, if Mpekiseni did it, if Umthwalo Group did it, if Function Food did it, why can't you did it? Because it's possible. So student, as you would be coming forward just to present your business ideas, I just want to highlight this, that at UniZulu, you have all the support. You have Professor Makigaba, who's always running. She's just an entrepreneurship champion. So whenever you need support, just go to her. Professor Raylin, got you at her heart. She will call me at night, how are my students? Especially the ones for that drink, Yes. So you have all the support. Professor Brown, Professor Gnene, they are there in the Office of Research. You can just consult them. They will assist you in terms of what you need to do through research in terms of improving your business. So without wasting time, I have 3 presentations, 3 minutes each. Time is a skill for entrepreneurs. Make sure that you stick to time. So the first presentation would be from Anga and Lihlohonolo from AL Winery. We grew up in an environment where banana was only used for bread, banana bread. For muffins, banana muffins, maheu, not wine. Come and tell us how you did it. Just 3 minutes. Yes, banana wine. So I'm going to time you 3 minutes.
Please play the video.
Greetings, I am Angam Zozo.
And I'm Lihlohonolo Mokhashwa, and we are the CEOs and co-founders of AL Winery. We're currently studying our final year in BSc Microbiology and Biochemistry at the University of Zululand.
With our shared passion for science, we developed a non-alcoholic banana wine. Every year, a concerning 50 billion kilograms of bananas are wasted worldwide. In South Africa alone, about 20,000 tons of bananas are discarded due to overripeness, leading to a significant economic loss and environmental challenges. In Gadlangezwa and neighboring places, street vendors often discard their overripe bananas due to the hot weather climate, further ripening bananas.
This led to a substantial food waste and financial loss. According to our street vendors, they lost 90 rands every 3 days, which equated to 900 rand monthly. This is higher than the social grants that they receive, which is usually 530 rand for children and 2,000 rands for elders. We saw a potential in overripe bananas and decided to make a non-alcoholic banana wine. We have come to an agreement with our local street vendors to purchase their overripe bananas at a price of 1.50 rand instead of the initial price of 3 rands.
We have managed to sell out 65 of our non-alcoholic banana wine, generating an income of 4,520 rands, each bottle costing 60 rands. So far, through our efforts, AL Winery has been able to repurpose about 44 kilograms of bananas that will have otherwise been discarded.
Our ordinary operations include sourcing overripe bananas from local street vendors. The bananas are then washed, peeled, and chopped, and then fermented, and then later bottled for distribution.
The production process is carefully monitored by our mentors who have an extensive knowledge in microbiology. This ensures quality and consistency in every bottle. So far, we have directly impacted 7 street vendors and 30 indirect beneficiaries who are families or closely related to our beneficiaries.
In winter, there's a scarcity of bananas, so as AL Winery, we have decided to stock up in peak season and also enlarge our supply network. At AL Winery, we promote economic empowerment, we also promote sustainability and innovation.
Umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu. We are AL Winery.
Because of time, I won't, open the opportunity for questions, but we can engage them outside when we are networking. And students, I think Absa is considering something, And remember, we have a president in the house. The second presentation would come from Ed Everywhere, Sbonga. I believe as academics, we are always busy. We don't have time to cook, So we rely mostly or heavily on takeaways. So this gentleman has developed an app which I think will save us money from buying. So Sbonga, come and tell us your story. Remember, through Absa.
Good evening. My name is Paul Wonke, the At Every CEO. Let me just. Okay, so At Every is a food delivery app that consists of making delivery fees more affordable. So this is how it works. So Food Everywhere is revolutionizing. Ah, my God. Yes. At Every is revolutionizing the food delivery industry. Our innovation aims to. Let me just calm down. I'm just so nervous today. I'm just so nervous. So At Every is revolutionizing food delivery. Our innovation aims to make sure that when you're buying on the app, the delivery fees and service fees are actually for free. So this is how it works. You watch 2 minutes worth of ads before buying. Let me just say. Oh, move to the other slide. So this is how it works. It's called ad discount. Our feature is called ad discount. So what you would receive will be before ads. Before ads, as you can see, the total including the delivery fees will equal to 207 Rand. After watching the adverts for 2 minutes, you will then be receiving another second order total that will show you how much you have saved on your order. And with ad discounts with Everywhere, they are covered, and then you're actually paying the price of the food. So whatever the cost of food is, you'll be paying for it. And yes, these are the revenues we made during the month of June and July when we were testing out the physical concept of the Ad Everywhere. And we have found that in both consumers and also advertisers, we saw a potential of interest in the idea of the concept of Ad Everywhere. Next slide. Okay, these are Ad Everywhere customers. We were demonstrating practically how, on average, customers will receive back on their order, which is usually 20 Rand, and it will vary upon location, upon how many duration of adverts you watch. So that's how it is. Thank you.
It happens, Bonga, don't worry. Then presenter number 3 would be Samgelo from High School Connect. So basically, Samgelo believes that there is disconnection between high school and a university. So what he did, he developed sort of a platform where finalist students can communicate with learners. They can assist them with their tutorials, assignments, and so forth. And maybe to share what is happening at university, so that when they get to university, they know exactly what to expect. Samgelo, you can come and share your story.
take this one. Okay. Okay, good evening, everyone. So can I just read mine, because I know in the interest of time, I might go overboard. So imagine a world where every learner in South Africa, regardless of their background or circumstances, has access to quality education and tools they need to succeed. Access to education is a basic right. I think we can all agree on that, and we all deserve it. Today, I'm excited to introduce to you High School Connect, an innovative educational app which is designed to bridge the gap in educational inequalities, primarily aiming at public schools. Around Umhlatuze with the vision to spread across Africa, across the African continent. With KZN having over 5.8 students, having 5.8 public schools that are carrying over 2.8 million learners, we saw this as an opportunity to bring change. So one may ask, why public schools? Upon doing our research, we found heartbreaking information, which was a call for action. Public school learners often suffer from class overcrowding, which we can all attest to, which leads to lack of focus and a high dropout rate. There are lack of resources, your textbook, your qualified teachers, and more. There is a low pass rate and no proper varsity readiness programs. Last but not least, the curricula has remained the same for decades, which was a call for another action. With our theme this year being Educate an African Fit for the 21st Century, at High School Connect app, we saw a need to take a stand. City 8 High Scholar, join Umzabalazo. Our program will serve as an after-school program, which will further make sure that the kids are kept away from the streets and the drugs. The app will provide an additional digital resources to enhance their soft skills, including entrepreneurship knowledge, robotics, financial literacy, varsity readiness programs, which will give the students in high school direct access to the University of Zululand programs and courses we offer, so they can apply easily. For sustainability, we'll be having a subscription fee, which will be 15 rands per learner, which is an amount we have agreed on with the principals and also the teachers in the high schools we have met. This will be used for salaries, promotions, and training also our final year students in education in making sure they deliver real information, and also app development. We have met with partners from CETA who are willing to assist us in rolling out the program to across KZN and making sure that we cover most high schools. We just need a buy-in from our institution and also our key stakeholders. The app would need a cash injection of about 68K to start rolling throughout the Umhlatuze region and also throughout KZN. As Africans, we'll never compete in the 21st century unless we have an educational system that doesn't quit on the children, an education system that raises standards, an education system that makes sure that there is excellence in every community.
What is 60K at Absa? If you can buy trucks, then what is 60K? So colleagues, partners, thank you for listening to our students. All they want is just support in terms of how do they expand their businesses. I believe you've listened, and a colleague of mine said there is potential. I think there is potential. So without wasting time, I don't want to stand between your dinner and yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nkonde. And those students are from University of Zululand, just to remind you. They are all from University of Zululand. Can we please clap for them? Thank you very much for your patience. And I would like to really appreciate everyone for staying to the end of the program. But before we leave, I'm going to invite Wandile, or let me say Absa, and Professor Krelin to come forward. Thank you.
Just 1 minute. Thank you so much, everyone. We thought it's proper that we recognize the brains behind this international conference. Obviously, there is too many, there is too many of us that were involved in making sure that this conference becomes a success it is today. Prof. Kes, Charlene, Fortunate, Prof. Magigaba, the list is endless. But due to, as much as we are people with money, somehow we do reach a limit in terms of how far we can go. So I will just give this one to the leader of the faculty, the dean. Really, we are very honored to be part of this, Prof.
Thank you. We will rotate. Anyone that wants to go to Absa, this is for the team.
That will be the last thing.
Thank you. It's very good of you to provide a little extra.
Can you talk for an Absa guy wants to talk? The Absa guy. Okay, after you. Okay. I'm sorry, one more thing, or let's say one last thing to do. Let me quickly invite Mr. Norman. He has, let's say, some words to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Program Director. Firstly, congratulations to the students who have come through this evening. Really, the innovation and your ideas, and like the many speakers said, somebody has to believe in you to make it happen. And Cecile said, try the 3 no's. But the program director, sitting next to me, nudged me and asked me, is there any gifts for the students? And I looked across to Tulani, our marketing manager, just to find out, you need to get a cue. Once when I went in Zululand, and I learned something when you go into, we went to the Royal Household. And I think what I learned there, it was a team building about 15 or 20 years ago. And what I learned in the team building, we went to the Royal Household and we went to do a team building. But whilst getting in there, I learned something, is that when you get there, it was a sorghum beer. And I don't know what you call it, the sorghum beer was in there. And what they taught me is that not to embarrass yourself. If the saucer is turned right side up, means there's still more in there and you can ask for a drink. But when the saucer is turned the other way, it means it's empty, so don't ask because it's empty, and that's how you'll get you'll get to know. But tonight, I want to say the saucer was on the other side, it was empty. But each of those business owners and business entrepreneurs to be, we want to say we want to light your dream up. So tonight, whilst they did not come with a gift, but each of you can give your name to Larissa. We want to give you 5,000 Rand each and say thank you. It's just the beginning, and we will get to listen to your pitch, and we will get to meet with you from Monday. So we would digest it, but tonight you will give your names to Larissa, and we will issue 5,000 Rand to each of those students. Thank you. Thank you, Program Director.
Thank you very much. I said something earlier that if you keep quiet, what did I say? If you keep quiet, whatever you have in you dies. I did not keep quiet. I'll quickly invite Professor Brown to quickly come forward. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ayandebu. Let me join Norman in congratulating the students whose ideas have really sparked some kind of a thinking and debate and discussion at the moment. I asked to sort of come back to say something because I just want to highlight something that my department does. I'm the Director for Research and Innovation, and one of the things that we do is to protect the IP. We manage the university intellectual property, and just by looking at the presentations, it's my first time to see them, I can say clearly that there is IP potential in all three of the ideas, particularly around trademarks. When we look at the wine project, and it has a logo, it has a brand name, and everything that needs to be protected. Similarly, the everyday, the ad everywhere. So I'm just flagging it to say that these are three projects that we will need to protect as part of our usual process, because we know the IPR Act mandate us to protect all of these sort of creative work generated through publicly funded institutions. So I just want to encourage Dr. Ayandebu to channel the students over to the Research Innovation Office so that we can complete the process of protecting any related IPs. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Brown. And finally, my finally now is actually my finally. I would like to thank Absa once again. I would like to really thank you for what you've done tonight and what you will still do. Dr. Nkande said 68K, 60K is nothing. You just sitting down here, you've performed, and I know you will still perform. Thank you very much. Also to Chamber of Commerce, to South 32, Professor, okay, she corrected me, okay, Dr. Nora Clark, and everyone, our DVC, our Dean, everyone, we are really grateful. Enjoy your dinner and safe journey.